Attention bowlers, we are going to get started. Please finish your warm-up frames. We'll be changing the scoring in just a moment. Welcome to the expanse that is 3 balls spare, and welcome back to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. Hello, I am Steve Kelly, here to broadcast you another match of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. This is Class B North today. Jeff Little with a record of 12-16, and Paul Metivier with a record of 2-12. It is good as always to have you along with us, and I'm going to give Jeff Little the thumbs up down there to get started here. We're going to get going immediately here at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. And here's Jeff Little with the opening ball. Missed the head pin, but takes down 7. Three, 6, 10 for Jeff Little. Might have a mark on our hands here. Oh, and well, that was a jinx. He left the 3. Jeff Little for the 10 box. He'll make it a 9. That's 9 after 1 for Jeff Little. So, folks, yes, welcome to the expanse that has 3 balls spare. Welcome back to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire, and welcome to Class B North. Jeff Little at Paul Metivier. This is the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour brought to you by 3 Ball Spare Conglomerate. This match was played on October 15th, 2025 at about 12:58 p.m. local time. And here's Jeff Little. Class B North against Paul Metivier. These folks last bowled each other at Exeter Bowling Lanes at the end of the last season. This is the rematch at a different house. Jeff Little versus the Caleri of a 5 drop leaves the 4 and the 7. And for the follow-up, he'll make it a 9. Capping the wood, 2 9s in a row for Jeff Little, makes 18 after 2 by the arithmetic. If you've never seen Candlepin bowling, I hope you enjoy the match today. This is a unique take on bowling from the heart of New England and Eastern Canada. This broadcast should have subtitles if you would like to enable them. Also, please consider the transcript feature if you're watching this from YouTube. During the match, I'll provide the play-by-play action and all audio commentary and fun facts and scoring and everything like that. The on-stream scoreboard is unofficial. The bowlers maintain the separate records separately. Separate. Jeff Little on a spare shot, and he's got it. He'll spare that up real quick in the 3rd box. And a nice split for that matter, too. Let's watch that shot again. Look at the 3-7 by Jeff Little. Watch how this goes. He threw it on the right side of the 3 and kind of hit it with the assistance of the wood. That resulted in a spare for Mr. Jeff Little. Jeff Little working on a spare. And he'll miss the head pin, but he'll drop 6. That's the 1, the 8, the 6, and the 10 for a 6 drop, and a 6 fill for Jeff Little. 34 after 3 for Mr. Little. Jeff will take 2 and leave 2, and there's a ball coming around, and he'll roll out of play. No mark for Jeff Little. He's got the 1 and the 8 to deal with for a 10 box and an 8 box guarantee. It's away, and he'll get a nice 10 box out of that for Jeff Little. That's a 10, and that's 44 after 4 for Jeff. If in the off chance you like this content, I encourage you to consider subscribing to this channel to help us grow. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I may pause every once in a while to verify scores if things seem out of sync, and I appreciate your patience when that happens. Their electronic scoreboard is within vision of mine, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem, but you never know. Here comes Jeff Little. And Jeff, he'll split 8. It's the 4 and the 10 this time. No luck there for Jeff. He'll pass through the center. This is an asynchronous match, 5 strings of bowling. 5 boxes at a time, and then we switch bowlers. And speaking of switch bowlers, that's an 8 box for Jeff Little, and that's 52 after 5. And it's time for our first score update. Again, 52 after 5 for Jeff Little with 1 mark and a 10 box. 9-9, spare 6, 10-8 equals 52 with 2 headpin shots and 2 splits for Jeff Little out of 5 boxes so far. And now it's time for the home bowler, Mr. Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier comes to us with a season record of 2-12 with 1 match played. Away record of 2-12, home record, well, this is going to be the first one for Paul Metivier, so TBD on those stats. Season average 105.2, away average 105.2. High single 117, high series 526. Paul Metivier had the left side 4 horsemen, and he'll take the 1 and the 10, leaving the middle horseman. Taking the leader and the caboose. 4 strikes, 7 spares, 11 tens for Paul Metivier this season with a perfect box percentage of 44. And that's an 8 box for Paul Metivier to start things out in this weekday matinee match. Paul Metivier has 526 seasonal pinfall, currently 4th place in his division of Class B North Division 1 this season. Here's Paul, and he'll punch. He'll punch 4 for a spread eagle. It's pretty when it goes. A very difficult shot to convert. It can go, though. And Paul will take 2 and leave 4, if I can count. It's the 2-pin, 3-pin, 6-pin, and 10-pin down there. Here comes Paul for the follow-up, and he'll make it a 7. That will put Paul at 15 after 2, I believe. And here's Paul. In this season, he has 1 match greater than or equal to 500 in total pinfall. And here's Paul with a 7-drop. Missed the head pin, 136. Here at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. And there's a spare for Paul Metivier. Cleaning that up real nice. 136 for Paul as he takes it out. Look at that. And now for the follow-up. Paul punches down the center and fills with 5 and splits 5. 30 after 3 for Mr. Metivier. Into the ocean of the gutter, and that will be a -1 as a ball came out, hit a piece of wood from the gutter, and took a pin out. Paul will make that a 9 box for 39 after 4. At least I believe so. It was marked as an 8 by Jeff Little. I think it's supposed to be a 9, but I will mark that as an 8. We'll just make a mental note of that. Here's Paul Metivier, dropping 6. 13610. Again, the bowlers have the final say on the scoreboard, so I am just an observer on that, so I'm just going to follow what they got down there. Paul Metivier punches the head pin, leaves the 3-6-10. This will be for a 10 box to end the 5th frame, and it will be a 9 for Paul Metivier for 47 after 5 by the looks of it. Score update for you. It's 47 after 5 for Paul Metivier with a spare 5 in the 3rd frame and a spare 6 in the 3rd frame for Jeff Little. Marks in the center. Other than that, it's a close match. Difference of 5. You're watching the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Class B North. Paul Metivier defending against Jeff Little. Jeff Little, first time on lane 16 today. He's getting ready to bowl. And Jeff Little comes to us from Harvard Lanes this season. With a season record of 12-16 with 2 matches played, Jeff Little has a home record of 12-16, season average of 109. And there's a punch and a 5 drop, spread eagle minus the 10 for Jeff Little. Jeff Little has a home average of 109, a high single 142, high series 567, 8 strikes, 17 spares, 27 tens. Jeff Little will take 2 and leave 3. Jeff Little has a perfect box percentage of 51% and 1090 seasonal pinfall so far. 3rd place in his division. Jeff Little will pin that out for a 10 box, 62 and 6. Jeff Little presently has the 11th highest Class B average at 109. Here he is. On the nose. He'll drop 7 and split 7. That's a 3-6-7 for Jeff Little. And for the spare, he'll connect with the object, but just the angles didn't quite work out. Pin way out of play, as Paul will go down there to go retrieve it. Let's take a look at Jeff Little's stats in more detail under the microscope. Let's double-click Jeff Little. 2 matches so far over 500. Number 6 highest Class B total strikes at 8. Number 2 Class B high single at 142. And the 9th highest Class B fewest average pins left at 43. Totaling 1041 in his past 5 matches total, although he hasn't bowled 5 matches yet, he's only bowled 2. Pin has been removed. This will be for the 10 box for Jeff Little. He'll take a 9. That's 71 in 7 for Mr. Little. Jeff Little is currently 4 for 7 on the head pin. Every single head pin shot has been a split so far. Welcome to Lakeside Lanes. And Jeff will take 3 out there, half Worcester plus a friend. Here's Jeff. Oh, a little full on the head pin. Still got 6 pins standing up and 4 knocked down. Just waiting on a ball return. Here comes some balls. Jeff Little, his longest streak of strings greater than 100 so far has been 5. Longest streak of matches greater than 500 been 2. Doing very well in the streak department right now. And Jeff will make that a respectable 7 box in the 7th, or in the 8th, excuse me, for 78 and 8. Jeff Little rather unlucky on the splits right now, rocking 4 to Paul Metivier's 2, though he has 3 boxes ahead. Paul Metivier sitting on 47 after 5. Jeff off to the left of the head pin, takes 4 out. Punch 2 more. A lot of punches so far, a lot of splits, a lot of straight through hits. Doesn't that make you throw some fits? Here's Jeff Little. He'll take another out. That'll be a 7 box for Jeff Little in the 9th. That puts him at 85 and 9. Scores are confirmed. And when I say confirmed, I mean I'm in sync with them. Remember, the bowlers have the final call. I will intentionally stay out of any scoring disputes. I will just follow them and correct with them. And Jeff Little is off to the right. Decent mix. 6, 1, 2, 4, 8, wiggling 4. Mr. Little for the spare, and he'll just barely miss the head pin by planks. One of the 8 for Jeff Little, and he'll make it a 9. Jeff Little will actually break that streak of hundreds, unfortunately. Not to jinx him or anything, but he just threw a 94 in the first game. He went 4 for 10 on the head pin. All of those head pin shots were splits. He had 1 mark in the 3rd frame, and he had 2 10 boxes. That's a story for Jeff Little after the first game. And now it's time for Paul Metivier next here at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. Paul Metivier. Home alley here, Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. He was home alleyed at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire last season. Me and Paul Metivier bowled in the summer league here. And to stay in shape for bowling. And here's Paul Metivier so far with a 7 drop. And it might be an 8 drop, maybe a 9. Watch that pin. Oh, and it will collide, but won't knock anything down. That's an 8 drop and a split for Paul Metivier. It's the 6-7. Doot 6-7 for Paul Metivier. Up and into the, oh no. Well, it's going to be an 8 box for Paul as he went into the channel and fouled out for an 8 box for 55 and 6. It sucks when that happens, when you foul out and take out all the pins, and it not only negates a spare, but also negates a 10 box, and that's just rough when that happens. All right, Paul Metivier looking to bounce back, 55 after 6. Oh, ooh, another punch, another split. A 4 drop for Paul Metivier and a spread eagle. 55 after 6, plus 4. That puts him at 61 so far. punch the 6, and yeah, that's one of the worst case scenarios of the eagle, short from just shooting through the center void. And this is just going to be for an out at this point, and it's going to be an out of 8 for Paul Metivier. That's 63-7. Compare that to 71-7 for Jeff Little, who might have, well, if there's no marks, Jeff Little may have a fighting chance in the first. Let's see what happens. Here's Paul Metivier on lane 16 at Lakeside. And he's on the nose, and hey, another 6-7. 6-7, the meme, the funny number. Brace yourself, I'm going to be as cringy as possible to try to kill that meme off as soon as I can. Paul Metivier on the 6-7, and oh, he'll miss it off to the right. Frustrated with that one. The 6-7 seems to be the Achilles heel of Paul Metivier today. Fouled it out a couple boxes ago and missed the spare here. It's going to be an 8 box for Paul Metivier. Can't get out of the 8s right now. 71-8 for Paul Metivier, down by 7 to Jeff Little's 78-8. It's going to be a bar fight to the last box here in the first game. It's going to be ugly, but ugly wins are still W's. Here's Paul Metivier. Fires downfield, just off to the left. Takes 2 on the left side, half Worcester. Paul Metivier is fast approaching a must-mark situation. Oh, and right on the head pin, but too full once again. It's probably both bowlers really having some trouble with these splits and punch-throughs right now. It's a 5 box or greater for Paul Metivier. This will be for a 10. Let's see what happens here. He'll make it an 8. That's 79-9 for Paul Metivier now. And, okay, he does need to mark to get to 94 or pass. So Jeff Little, but with 2 points on the line, Paul Metivier needs a strike or a spare here, and a good fill. Yes, the fill is also very sorely needed here. And Paul Metivier will take 6 down. He missed the head pin, but it is a makeable spare leave. This next ball will determine who wins the first game and takes 2 points. It's out of 14 points possible, 4 for total pinfall, 2 for each string. It's a 5-game series. Paul Metivier for the spare. He's on the head pin, connects with it lightly, but is not going to be a spare. That means it will be the first game for Jeff Little. A lot of splits and punch-outs for both bowlers, but it seemed to bite Paul Metivier just a little bit more. And he'll take a 10 box, and that will be an 89 first game for Paul Metivier. 89-94 is confirmed. Here's your score update. Jeff Little takes the first game by 5, 94 to Paul Metivier's 89, with 1 mark apiece, both in the 3rd frame. Both bowlers are struggling mightily, just trying to get things going. Look at that wall of splits. That tells the story right there. 5 splits for Paul Metivier, 4 splits for Jeff Little out of just 10 boxes. That is incredible. Every headpin shot resulted in a split. All right, so we're just getting ready to move on to the second game here. Just bear with me 1 second while I get that queued up, and so is Jeff Little, all at the same time here. And here we go. Welcome to the second game here at this 5-game series here at the ACST Class B North. It's Jeff Little at Paul Metivier. Jeff Little giving me an indicator if we're good to go, and we are good to go. Here's Jeff Little. And he'll punch 2. Another punch. Seems to be the theme of the day. I don't know, lanes 15 and 16 are not being nice right now. Jeff. Oh no, a complete trip to Worcester. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. A round trip, all expenses paid visit to Worcester, Massachusetts, and that will be a 4 box for Jeff Little. It's like that Instagram meme, you know, your true love does not live in Worcester, Massachusetts. That rings true here, absolutely. Oh goodness, Jeff Little with a painful 4 box, and that's kind of been the story so far for the first game for both bowlers. It's just yikes, yikes, yikes overall. I know I've been there. That's a rough time. Candlepin is very much a psychological game as much as it is a physical one with strategy and angles and all that. But you know, it's a little like quarterbacking in the NFL, except every contestant in bowling is a quarterback or a pitcher in baseball, whichever it is. Here's Jeff Little. Making an adjustment. He'll take 7 out and split 7 midway. Well, not midway, second frame of the second game. Jeff Little, 3, 6, 7. Takes the 6, leaves the 3, leaves the 7. Jeff for the 10. A nice 10 for Jeff Little. 14 after 2 for Jeff Little. Jeff. It was very similar to a half Worcester shot there, but he got a much better leave. It ended up being a 7 drop. 1, 2, 10. Oh, it looks good. Oh, but the wood collides midair. You got to be kidding me. That was a great shot by Jeff Little. It's just some midair collisions there. No air traffic control there to stop that madness. And, ooh, and the wood deflects the ball for a 9 for Jeff Little. That puts him at 23 after 3. Welcome to the frustration that is Candlepin bowling. You got to be prepared for that. Got to have the mental toughness. Be sure to not make any adjustments that are drastic. Despite, making changes to your approach, you should really kind of keep your core movements really kind of as consistent as possible. And it's one of those things where sometimes you could just get better or worse leaves based on literally the positioning of the moon. Not to say that adjustments are not out of the question. It's just more like you shouldn't make wild adjustments, like completely change what side of the approach you're starting on, or like switch hands while bowling, or I don't know. It's that kind of whole thing. Jeff Little still working box here, and it will be a 9. Still fishing for a mark. That's 32 after 4 for Jeff Little. It's just Jeff Little's world, and we're all living in it. Here we go, Jeff Little. Oh, another punch, a frustrating punch, a 4-drop punch split. This unnamed shot. 2, 4, 7, 6, 9, 10 for Jeff Little. Watch this space for the split stats in particular this match. That's going to be possibly record-setting. I don't know. Something just tells me this could be gnarly. Piece of wood looks like it's going to roll back down over the lip. Will it take more pins out? This is still ball 1. Oh, it almost took the 4. Not quite, though. Here's Jeff Little on the 4, 7, 10 now. And the piece of wood gets some road rash. Doesn't take the 10. It's going to be a 9. That's a frustrating half for Jeff Little. That is 41 after 5. 2 headpin shots, and both of those headpin shots have been splits. 6 headpin shots, 6 splits for Jeff Little. Watch that stat in particular. That is gnarly, to say the least. All right. Paul Metivier now. It's his turn for the torture. Here we go. Paul Metivier. That's a 4-drop. 1, 2, 4, 8, 6, 10. And Paul will take a few more out, shave some off. 1, 6, 10 left for Paul Metivier now. Here's Paul. Take 2 and leave 1. That'll be a 9 box for Mr. Metivier. That's 9 after 1. Paul Metivier drops 7, 2, 4, 7. That's a leave that you can do something with, finally. It's been nearly a game and a half where that has been possible, or easily possible at least. Paul Metivier, he plays the wood, and oh, yikes. The 7-pin is somehow untouched in that mess. And he'll take a 10 box out of it, though. 19 after 2. Compare that to 14 after 2 for Jeff Little. You're watching the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. You're watching Paul Metivier bowl right now, down there on lane 15 of Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. This is the home bowler, Paul Metivier, in the black. Paul, spinny ball in the 1-2 pocket, got a weird mix. It's a 5-drop and a split. 7, 9, 10, 3, 6 for Paul Metivier. Fires, Right idea, kind of, but the ball had to tail a little bit more to the left in order to get on the object pin and kick over to the 7. The 3 and the 7 are left on the deck. Here's Paul for a 10, and he'll dink it a 9. That's 28 after 3 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier, what more can I tell you about him? He has 555 in his recent matches, cumulative total. He's only bowled one match, so 555 was his first match. Grand total pinfall. There's a strike for Paul Metivier. There we go. Now we're talking a little bit better numbers here. Paul Metivier rips 10, and let's watch this shot again. Take a look at this now. Our first strike of the match goes to Paul Metivier. And now for the follow-up. Kristen Poirier threw a double strike last night. She's the benchmark. Paul Metivier on the head pin. Oh, almost a double. Beautiful ball. Wonderful ball to watch. 9 drop so far on the strike fill with a 5-pin, single-pin spare opportunity for Paul Metivier here. And it looks like it's good. Yeah. A little off target, but the wood course corrected it. That's a spare on strike for Paul Metivier, and that is a 58.5 for Paul Metivier. Now we're talking some marks here. Paul Metivier getting out of the rut there. 9 headpin shots, 6 splits, 60% headpin percentage compared to 40% for Jeff Little. Strike on spare on strike for Paul Metivier puts him at 58 and a bonus after 5. 4 for 5 on the headpin with 1 split this half. Jeff Little 2 for 5 on the headpin with 2 splits. Here's Jeff Little to follow up. Little. It's a 5 drop. 1, 3, 6, 7, 9. Jeff Little off target, off to the left. Connects with the wood, takes a sleeper out. 1, 3, 6, 7 for Jeff Little now. And he'll make that an 8 box. The 1 and the 7 makes that an 8 box for Jeff Little. That's 49 after 6. Jeff Little, who took the first game with a 94 to Paul Metivier's 89, now finds himself in need of some marks after Paul Metivier with a nice big 20 followed by a mark, spare on strike in the first half. And here's Jeff. 1-2 pocket. Nice shot, but a little thin and a little bit too much angle. Drops 4, bucket of 5 and the 7. Jeff Little for the mark. Punches the bail, leaves the 6, 7, 10. Right idea, just straight through shot. Jeff Little is used to bowling out of hard houses such as Harvard Lanes and Harvard, Massachusetts. He'll take an 8. And it seems a little bit of Harvard came up with him today. That's 57 after 7 for Jeff Little. Again, every single one of his headpin shots has been splits. In case you missed it. He's cursed right now with these headpin shots. Again, another one. A 3 drop and a split for Jeff Little. I'm laughing so I don't cry. Oh my goodness, that's a talon spread eagle, a 3 drop. Little just trying to do anything with this. Ooh, that was kind of a pretty one, but he left the 2 and the 3. Interesting spin of wood there, helicopter style. This will be for an 8, 9, or 10. Just got to pick a stick. He'll get a field goal. We can't give him 3 points, but how about 8? That's 65 in 8 for Jeff Little. Just line of red for the splits on the headpin shots. 44% headpin quarterback rating for Jeff Little. 8 headpin shots, 8 splits. Oh my goodness. No strikes, 1 spare, 3 10s for Jeff Little. 22% perfect box percentage right now. And Jeff on the headpin again, a little thin, a little angled, takes 5. You like jazz? 3, 5, 6, 9, 10 for Jeff Little. Little on it. Yeah, there's a spare for Jeff Little, and he really, really wanted that one, and I don't blame him in the slightest. That was his first headpin shot without a split, actually, believe it or not. Finally, Jeff Little is getting something started here in the 9th frame of the 2nd game. He does have 2 points already, but, you know, just to get out of that rut of the split Hades there for Jeff Little. Here we go, lane 16, Jeff Little. On the follow-up for the spare, it has to be good. Oh, and it was nearly a strike. He touched 10. I saw that 7-pin wiggle a bit, but he'll fill with 9, a big 19 in the 9th. 84 and 9 for Jeff Little. Piece of wood settling, reasonably settling, left of center. Here comes Jeff Little with a single pin spare. He's got it, no question about it. Spare for Jeff Little. Precision engineering by Jeff Little on that spare on the single pin on the 7-pin. Let's watch that again while we have some time. He has one more ball to go in this second game to fill the spare. Look at that, Jeff Little all over it. Punches it right in the face. Here's the final ball of the second game for Jeff Little, and he'll fill that with a strike. It's a strike fill, basically just a 10 fill, but hey, a strike ball is a nice strike ball. That's a 104 for Mr. Jeff Little. And that is confirmed. He is improving his head pin percentage to 50%, 10 for 20. 8 splits, though. 2 marks at the end really saved it. He's at 104 for a 2-game total of 198. That's the story of Jeff Little. Now time for Paul Metivier to take the stand on lane 16. Here's Paul, off to the right, drops 3. 3 on his fill, by the way. 61 after 5. Looking to finish this up. Follow-up ball. Oh, it was pretty, but he left the 3 and the 5. Shaved off the front and mid rows, but leaves the 3 and the 5. This will be for an 8, 9, or 10 for Paul, and he'll make it a 9. That's 70 and 6 for Paul Metivier. Up by a considerable amount to Jeff Little's 49 in the 6th, but Jeff Little does have 2 marks waiting in the wings. So this probably will end up being a close string unless Paul Metivier can really get at least 1.5 more marks here to pull ahead. Metivier fires. Oh, gets a blast on the center on the head pin. Leaves a nice leave of a lumber yard of wood on the 7 and the 9 down there. I like this setup. Looks good. Maybe, oh no, not quite. Oh boy, well, it did look good, but yeah, they hit it more in the center to push everything back evenly. He takes the 9, leaves the 7. And he'll take a 10 box out of that. Bit of a missed opportunity there. 80 and 7 for Paul Metivier. Oops. That was the button I meant to press. Give you the stats. Paul Metivier, 1 strike, 2 spares, 3 10s, 30% perfect box percentage right now. Totaling 18 in fills, averaging 6 pins per fill mark. Mark fill, that is. Oh, just got a respot. It's not a live ball as far as I understand. Just clearing some debris down there. Just interesting spotting situation. I was talking with Caitlin Zolko prior to the start of the match. She was doing some work on lane 16. She said just to expect some occasional strangeness with the pin setter down there on this lane in particular, and welcome to the strangeness. So, but I think she was saying like it was a problem with the turntable and some stuff getting caught underneath the turntable out back. So the mechanical aspects of Candlepin is interesting. There's a 5-drop and a Caleri left side for Paul Metivier. The Caleri named after Bob Caleri of Candlepin Stars and Strikes. C-A-L-I-R-I if you are a Candlepin historian and want to know more about that. Paul Metivier released the 4 and the 7 on the follow-up ball. 8, 9, or 10. He's got a 10. That's 90 and 8 for Paul Metivier now. This will be a barn burner of a match, I think. 90 and 8 versus 65 and 8 before Jeff Little turned on the jets and got to 104. But Paul Metivier has 2 boxes to get to 104 or higher. So I think he's reasonably safe, but you never know. Here he goes. Fires. Oh, and you saw that reaction a little bit. That's a 3-drop for Paul Metivier. 6-pack and the 7. That's a 3-drop. Oh, Metivier. Oh, he wanted to graze the outside of the head pin, and that's a risky shot. It's a good idea for a shot, but it's a big swing and a miss if you can't connect with that head pin. Now he's got the pile of 6 down there. 6-pack right. And Paul fires on the pocket there, found it, but leaves the 5 and the 10 for an 8 box. 98 and 9 for Paul Metivier. He needs 6 pins to tie, more than 6 to win the second game for 2 points. Jeff Little has 2 points so far with the 94 to Paul Metivier's 89 in the first. Total is still up for grabs. It's still pretty close. Low double digits. Paul Metivier on the head pin, and he drops 5. There's 6. There's 7. There's the game. He gets 2 points. He got his 7 that he needed. It's the 3, 4, 7 for Paul Metivier. Oh, and he'll miss off to the right. 3, 4, 7 stands tall. This will be for a 10 box. It's going to be a 9 for Paul Metivier for a 107. Game, he'll take it by 3 in the second. And it's a difference of 2 in the total. Jeff Little, 2-game total of 198, 2-game total 196 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier wins the second game by 3, 107 to Jeff Little's 104. That score is confirmed. And a well-fought, competitive second game for both of our bowlers in this match so far. And we're going to be moving on to the next game now, game 3. Let's trot off to the third game here, down the literal lane, as you can see in the B-roll here. That's at Academy Lanes at the Atlantic, but we're at Lakeside Lanes today in Manchester, New Hampshire at the Atlantic Candlepin Single Store. It's Jeff Little down there. I'm Steve Kelly in the broadcast booth. Great to have you along. This weekday matinee match, Class B North. Our away bowler Jeff Little will start out with the third game here. Jeff Little, I was talking to him before the match. He couldn't decide which shirt he wanted to wear today. He has his Harvard Lane shirt actually just right next to me right here. He couldn't decide if he wanted the purple Jeff Little shirt or the Harvard Lane shirt. Looks like the purple shirt won out. Oh, and a 3 drop and a split for Jeff Little. The misery continues with the split saga for Jeff Little. That's his 9th split of the match. And he'll take 3 and leave everything else, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for Jeff Little now. Jeff Little just trying to find his way out of this box, and it's going to be a 9 for Jeff Little. Jeff Little is taking on average 6 points per match so far. Past 5 matches, 8 strikes, 17 spares, 27 tens. He's only bowled 2 matches, mind you, so not past 5, past 2. Jeff Little on the nose, drops everything but the 4 and the 7 on the head pin, drops 8. Jeff Little threw some great shots against Paul Metivier in Exeter bowling lanes this previous season, back in the spring. And there's a spare for Jeff Little on the 4 and the 7. That's 19 and a bonus after 2 for Jeff Little. Jeff Little, his head pin average per match so far is 28.5 for 50, 8.5 splits per match on average, but he's way over that as of right now, 9 splits, and we're only midway through the third game. 2 matches with 10-plus points so far in the season. That's looking good for Jeff Little. Bowls out of Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. Filling a spare, Jeff Little, and will he get a strike? Pins are rallying and corralling around the 6, but it won't be enough to take down the 6. The orange 6. It's not weighted or anything, it's just a different color. Part of a cool pool here at Lakeside Lanes where if you get a mark where the, there's a spare for Jeff Little though, meanwhile, if you get a mark where the orange pin is spotted as the head pin and you play that pool at Lakeside Lanes, you get entered into a raffle to win some money. It's called the Orange Pin Pool here at Lakeside in Manchester. 38 and a bonus after 3 for Jeff Little with that 9 fill on the first spare. He's on his second mark in a row. Here's Jeff. Lane 15, fires. Head pin. Ooh, oh, come on, 3-pin. Oh, the 3-pin doesn't fall this time. It's another 9 fill, though. Two spares with 2 9 fills. Great work, 47 after 3 for Jeff Little on the 3-pin. Another single pin spare with some wood for some psychological assistance for Jeff. And it's not a problem. That's Jeff Little's 3rd mark in a row. 57 and a bonus after 4 for Jeff Little. Here's Jeff on lane 15 at Lakeside Lanes. He's on the head pin, and he seems to have broken the curse of the splits. He'll take an 8 fill. Big 3 boxes here for Jeff Little. 65 and 4. Big half, especially if you can spare this on the 4 and the 7. Play it directly. Jeff Little is looking good. Oh no, he punches the 4. Oh, he wanted that really badly, and I thought it had a chance, but punches straight back. He'll be shooting for a 10 now. And he's got it though. Good recovery. That's a 75 half. Say it with me now. 75 half for Jeff Little. Perfect on the head pin in this half with 1 split. 3 marks in a row for Jeff Little. And the mark fills are great. He's averaging 6 on the first ball, totaling 51 in fills, averaging 8.5 per mark now. Really improving those stats and padding those out. Here's Paul Metivier next. Oh, Paul slid a little bit. You saw he's kind of checking down there, and Jeff is remarking to him. He said apparently the same thing happened to him. Might be a sticky spot down there or something. Something about that. It's a 5 drop. 7-10, 1-3-6 for Paul Metivier. And he'll take the 3, and that's it. Here's Paul. 1-7-10-6. He'll make it a 7 box for 7 after 1. Paul going for the head pin. Almost a strike. The 10 pin doesn't go now. We've seen a lot of these 9 drops that look like surefire strikes, and then 1 pin just holds on for dear life as the 10 pin this time on this same lane. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong lane, but that is a spare on the single for Paul Metivier. My apologies. I always do that at least once a match, and it's always at the worst possible time, but that was on a single pin spare for Paul Metivier. He's at 17 and a bonus after 2. Here's Paul working on a fill. He'll drop 5. It's a Kaleri on the right side this time. Missed the head pin to the right. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9 for Paul. Takes 2, leaves 3. 1, 2, 9. Paul Metivier, longest streak of matches over 100. Strings over 100 has been 3 so far. Longest streak of matches over 500 has been 1. There's an 8 box for Paul Metivier, 30 after 3. Paul Metivier, on average, he's been taking 2 points per away match right now. But he's only bowled 1 match, so forget about the whole averages situation for now. 4 strikes, 7 spares, 11 tens in his previous match. 1 match without 10-point victories. Paul Metivier will shave 3 off the left side here. 30 after 3 still. That is confirmed. 75 half for Jeff Little. He's waiting in the wings on. And Paul Metivier will shave off a few off the pocket. The ball went where it should have gone, but he leaves the 6, 9, 10. Oh, and the ball hangs, well, no, it doesn't hang on. That'll be a 7 box for Jeff Little. That's 37 after 4 now for Mr. Jeff Little. Hope you enjoy this match, whether it be live or later on. This match is being broadcast on 3 Ball Spare on YouTube, as well as being linked to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook. And Paul Metivier will take 7 down, 1-3-6 now. 1-3-6 for Paul Metivier. Oh, and I thought that ball had a chance if it had tailed maybe another plank over, it would have been a spare, but he takes the 3 and leaves the 1 and the 6. 8, 9, or 10 for Paul. It's going to be an 8. That's going to be a rough 45 half for Paul Metivier, and that's a difference of 30 in the game, 5 boxes in. Jeff Little 75, Paul Metivier 45. In the total, it's plus 32 for Jeff Little, 273 to Paul Metivier's 2.5 game total of 241. And here's Jeff Little on lane 16, and he is on a hot streak right now. Here's Jeff Little. Oh, and he'll punch 2. Half Worcester. The misery returns. Right side for Jeff Little on lane 16. Jeff Little. Oh, on the outside of the head pin, thin hit. Takes a few pins out in the front and back rows. 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, 10. Or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. If you prefer metric over imperial. Jeff Little, he'll get a spinny pin and a grade out of 7 considering what he was dealt. That's 82 and 6 for Jeff Little. Coming back down to earth a little bit here. And Jeff on the pocket. Oh, nice strike-worthy ball. He drops all but the 8. It's a single pin spare opportunity for Jeff Little. On the head pin, not a split, naturally. On the 8 pin, Jeff Little. Oh, and he's got it. Jeff Little on the singles today. He's doing great. Another spare, his 4th mark, 92 in a bonus and 7 for Jeff Little. Mr. Little fires. Oh, and the head pin, and yikes, it's a 4-drop and a split. A spread eagle, the traditional academic spread eagle, no talons about it compared to the previous ones we've seen today. It's going to be Jeff Little versus the Eagle. I-G-G-L-E-S, Eagles. 369 for 3610 for Jeff Little. He takes the left wing of the bird. And Little looking to finish it up. He'll take an 8. That's 104. An 8 for Jeff Little. Great on the head pin. Only missed 1 head pin shot out of 8 boxes so far. On a streak of 5, and then 2 in a row in the past 2 with 2 splits. Jeff Little averaging slightly north of 300 right now. Oh, and a 3-pin spread eagle. We just love it so much. We just had to call it back for an encore, but the talent version this time. Jeff tries again, and he'll take the left wing, and he'll take fewer pins this time. 2, 3, 6, 8, 10 standing for Jeff Little. It's a 5-box or greater. And Jeff, he'll make it an 8. That's 112 and 9 for Jeff Little now. Hope you're enjoying this match at the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour here on the tour in Manchester, New Hampshire today. Oh, another spread. 3 in a row. 3 eagles in a row for Jeff Little. Oh, my God. Past 3 first balls have been eagles. This is just torture for Jeff Little at Lakeside. He'll take the right wing, and he's just doing the best that he can. That is infinitely frustrating. I'm not even bowling, and I'm just getting frustrated watching this. This is insanity for the Eagles. Jeff Little, what a great out, though. Great maintaining focus and mental toughness in the wake of the Eagles. More of a Credence guy myself. That's 122 game 3 for Jeff Little for a 3-game total of 320, averaging 107, 19 head pin shots, 12 splits for 30 boxes. 18 boxes won so far at this uneven point in the match. We'll talk more about that after Paul Metivier catches up. 0 strikes, 7 spares, 5 tens for Jeff Little. Now Paul Metivier to finish this up. And that's Paul Metivier just doing some lane clearing down there. Ball return does not appear to be dispensing balls or something. Just doing some little maintenance down there. Not live balls, just candlepin tons. We got to do that. It's like when the turf in football, you know, has to get fixed, or if it's a snow game, it's got to be shoveled, or if the ice has to be smoothed out in the NHL or whatever, or wax the floor in the NBA. I don't know, just that kind of thing. Whatever equivalent you can think of, that's what it is for Candlepin. That's Paul Metivier down there. 24th highest Class B average at 105.2. 57 years old as of March 2025, and there's a 7-drop for Paul Metivier. 1710. High-low jack. It's the traditional high-low jack, the TV shot, Channel 5. Metivier on the high-low jack, and he'll sail off to the right. But he'll get a retry. This is pretty when it goes. Got to connect with all 3 corners of the triangle. And he'll get 2 of the 3. Nice try, and he'll take a 9. That puts him at 54 and 6 for Paul Metivier at this pivotal moment of the match. in particular because Jeff Little really turned on the Jets here with 4 marks. With a 122 for a 320. 3-game total, Paul Metivier currently sitting at 250, pending 4 more boxes. Paul, oh, head pin shot. Can you believe that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 with wood. It can go. It's just, you kind of think you would deserve something better than that for hitting the pocket. 5 drop for Paul Metivier. And oh, he'll connect with the wood on the left. He needed to touch the wood in the center to sweep over to the right. Unfortunately, that just didn't happen. Metivier wanting to sweep the castle right. He'll take a 7. That's 61 in 7 for Paul Metivier. 96 in 7 for Jeff Little at the same point in the game. Jeff Little currently leading in the total by 63, 3 boxes ahead of Paul Metivier, and leading in the game by 61, 3 boxes ahead of Paul Metivier. 1 strike, 3 spares, 4 tens for Paul. He fires on the 1-3, and he'll split 8, and yikes. At least it's not a spread eagle, but the 7-10 split is going to be a tough conversion. There is some wood, which means there is some hope. Right side cap of that deadwood, maybe to sail the ball to the left on the 7 to take the 10. Paul Metivier sees that shot, and oh, and it'll just wrap around. He won't get anything. Now he's got to pick a stick, 7 or 10 for basically a 9-box. 8-box guarantee. It's going to be an 8-box field goal for Paul Metivier, 69 and 8. Compare that to 104 and 8 for Jeff Little. Here's Paul. Paul Metivier, 1-7-10-3-9. 5 drop. Not in the head pin, but a decent spare leave, I'd say. Paul fires. Head pin. Oh, and the sleeper stays. Takes everything out, and it was a beauty of a shot. Just 1 pin doesn't cooperate. It's the 9 pin. Paul Metivier takes aim, and he'll take that 9 pin out in revenge for 79 and 9. Potential route here in the 3rd game. Paul Metivier 79 and 9. Jeff Little 112 and 9 and a 122 3rd game, excuse me. We are in game 3, just about to finish game 3 and start game 4. Paul, and his turn for an eagle, but he got a little bit more of a break. At least the 7 pin got taken out. It's the 2, 3, 4, 6, 10 with a piece of wood in front of, or behind the 4. Split. And Paul will take 2 and leave 3. And he's looking for an out. He'll take a 9, and Paul Metivier will take an 88 3rd game. And that is the 3rd game. 284, 3-game total for Paul Metivier. Jeff Little will take another 2 points with the 122. Victorious by 34, and up in the total by 36. That's your current score update here on the ACST Class B North. Who is the Class B'ist today? Find out with me as we approach the 4th game here. Jeff Little at Paul Metivier. I'm Steve Kelly on the call. Great to have you along. Welcome to Game 4. Here's Jeff Little on lane 15, opening ball on the 1-3 pocket. It's another split. It's a 6 drop and a split for Jeff Little. Little wants to spare this up, and he's a little bit too full. Leaves the 7 and the 10. And Jeff Little looking just to get something out of it. He'll take an 8 after 1. Headpin shot and a split so far for Jeff Little. Jeff Little is still trying to find a strike. He had a strike in the form of a fill, but I'm not going to officially count that as a strike on paper. Got to be a real one. Jeff Little punches through the nose. Drops 4, splits 4. Little looking to follow this up, and he'll shave off a few more. It's the 8-6-10. And wow, what a 10 box. Actually, I really liked that one. That's a good 10 box for Jeff Little. 18 after 2, he said highlight reel. No, I got you, bud. I thought the exact same thing, because watch this. I do highlight reels, so this will be part of it. I just take the replay buffer. Look at that. What a nice way to steal it. Anyways, here's Jeff. I may have energized him a little bit. Sometimes just a fun shot can get you mentally back in the game. That's the 2 and the 8 for Jeff Little. And that can go. Jeff Little. Oh, yep, the sleeper. Yep, those are frustrating. It's hard to push it back. Sometimes hitting too hard and at the wrong angle, it can just cause strangeness, especially at Lakeside lanes, where that's just how it is. 2 10s in a row for Jeff Little. That puts him at 28 after 3. 3 for 3 on the head pin with 2 splits. Overall, Jeff Little is now 67% on the head pin, 22 for 33 with 14 splits. Totaling 55, and Mark Phil's averaging 7.9 on the fill. Jeff Little, he'll take 5 down, 1-7-10, 2-6. Here's Jeff. Wants to follow it up on the spare, and come on, take the 6-10, and the piece of wood doesn't comply. He tried, he just couldn't get it to go. Mr. Little for the 10 box, and he's got it. 3 10 boxes in a row for Jeff Little. 3 10s as a triple X throwdown, and 38 after 4 for Jeff Little. Jeff Little still hunting for a strike. Can still happen at any point. And here comes Jeff Little on the 1-2 pocket, and he's going to take 8 down. It's the 5 and the 8 for Jeff Little. 5 and the 8 for Jeff Little. Jeff Little firing on the 5 and the 8. Oh, and he shaves the 5 and doesn't take the 8. Unfortunately, it just doesn't go. C'est la vie. That's Candlepin bowling for you. So it's a well-placed ball, can still result in not much. 10. That's a 10 box for Jeff Little. His 4th 10 box in a row. And that's going to be 48 after 5 for Jeff Little. Nice head pin ratio, 4 for 5 with 2 splits, 4 10 boxes in a row, quadruple X for Jeff Little. Here's Paul Metivier now in response on the head pin as well. 6 drop and a 6 split, 4-6, 2-10. Paul for the follow-up, right through the middle. Metivier for a 6 box or higher, he'll make it a 7. That's 7 after 1 for Paul. Appreciate you watching this Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Class B North match. Jeff Little challenging Paul Metivier at Lakeside Lanes. It's a 4 drop and a 6 pins standing tall for Paul Metivier. 1, 5, 3, 6, 9, 10. 6-pack right. Check his ID. We do ID at the 25th lane bar at Lakeside Lanes. Do check it out. It's a cash bar. Oops, sorry about that. It's a miss on the spare shot for Paul Metivier. And Paul Metivier just looking for an out for 4 box or higher. 25th lane is a great place to grab a drink while you're here bowling at Lakeside Lanes. My favorite drink here is the Sun Cruiser. They seem to be popular everywhere, but the Sun Cruiser is a nice little drink you can grab here at the 25th lane, Lakeside Lanes. A 24-lane house. The joke is the bar is the 25th lane. Also the function room as well. 15 after 2 for Paul Metivier. Compare that to 18 after 2 for Jeff Little. Here's Paul. Oh, and he'll narrowly take 2 out for a half Worcester to the right side. It's a punch at the 3 and the 9 at the 2 and the 8. This is the 3-9 punch-out version. Paul on the half Worcester. A little full in the head pin, takes the left side of it. And it's the 6 and the 10 next. 8, 9, or 10 for Paul. He'll make it a 9. That's 24 after 3 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier, 1 strike, 3 spares, 5 tens so far. Jeff Little, no strikes, 7 spares, 9 tens. Fill totaling 23, averaging 5.8 on the fills for Paul Metivier so far. And Paul Metivier is off to the left of the head pin, and he'll drop 7 though, 1, 3, 10. Paul Metivier, nice spare though. Great out. 34 and a bonus after 4 for Mr. Metivier. Let's take a look at that again, shall we? Watch this, 1, 3, 10. Nice rundown. Would have been a 4 horseman rundown had the 6 been there. Would have been all the same. 34 and a bonus is confirmed for Paul Metivier, as is the 48 after 5 for Jeff Little. Doing some lane clearance down there. There's a piece of wood that's kind of just a little bit jammed. We're going to have to pause for that to get figured out. Let's look at Paul Metivier under the microscope. Double click Paul Metivier again. He is 2 and 12, only bowled 1 match. This is his 2nd match of the season. Season average 105.2 with a high single of 117, high series 526. That was his first match. 4 strikes, 7 spares, 11 tens. He's currently 4th in the division. Currently 24th highest Class B average at 105.2. Here's Paul. 1-2 pocket. Check mark right, 6 drop. 6 fill, not bad. Check mark and go. We watched Kristen Poirier make this last night at Boutwell's. And Paul Metivier just off to the right. Metivier 8, 9, or 10, and he'll make it a 9. That's 49 after 5. That's +1 over Jeff Little's 48 after 5. So it's a difference of 1 in this game. Hotly contested for 2 points. Both bowlers with 2 points so far, taking 2 points. Sorry, Jeff Little took 2 games. Paul Metivier took 1. Sorry, that's factoring in this game potentially. But yes, 368 for Jeff Little so far. 3.5 games in. 333, 3.5 games in for Paul Metivier. Let's go watch Jeff Little bowl 5 more boxes, shall we? Here on the ACST that you're watching, I'm Steve Kelly in the broadcast booth once again for Class B North. Jeff Little versus Paul Metivier. Jeff Little on lane 16 on the 1-3 pocket. It's the left side check mark now, 6 drop. Two, 4, 5, 7 for Jeff Little. It's away. Oops. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a spare for Jeff Little. I'm sorry about that. Wrong lane, but the right spare. Jeff Little, 58 and a bonus after 6. Nice shot. Jeff Little is perfect on the head pin so far this game, except for the 4th box. He broke the streak of 4 10 boxes in a row, and now he's got a spare to work on in the 6th frame. To start the 7th frame, the next ball is worth double. Jeff Little has 2 splits. Slowly coming out of that split curse. Let's see what happens here. Jeff Little off to the left. That's a 3 fill. Interesting. 61 after 6 for Jeff. Jeff Little tries to make something out of it, but he leaves the 5, the 8, and the 10. See if he can make a 10 box out of this. 5, 8, 10 for Jeff Little. Oh, almost. He made a run for it, but he takes an 8. 69 and 7 for Jeff Little now. Actually, we'll do a stat refresh on that. Forgot to get the box in there. There we go. And Jeff misses the head pin, drops 7. 1, 2, 7 for Jeff Little. Mr. Little on the 1, 2, 7. He fires. Oh my goodness, I gotta stop doing that. He punches the 2 and leaves the 1 and the 7. Jeff, 8, 9, or 10. He'll make it a 9. 78 and 8. Mr. Little. A very tall man for a man with a last name of Little. On the split, 4-2-10, drop 7. 2-4-10 for Jeff Little with a lot of wood. Lumberyard, Home Depot down there. I think this has the chance to go. Well, assuming the wood complies, but the 10 does not do much for him. Jeff Little, 9 or 10. Oh, and the wood doesn't even let him take the 10. That's a 9-box for Jeff Little. That's 87 and 9. Welcome to Lakeside Lanes. I bowl Lakeside on Thursday nights and Sunday nights, and yeah, I am familiar with all these shots. Sometimes I can even tell you if a shot that would probably go in other places like Millis or Riverwalk or Academy, I'm like, nah, they ain't going at Lakeside. Lakeside's where you come to get tortured and get better, and then feel great when you bowl other places. And here's Jeff Little on the head pin, and will it be a quick, weird domino strike? Not quite. He leaves the 6 and the 10. Quick? No. Weird? Yes. 6 drop. 8 drop. Excuse me. 6 and 10. Jeff Little, though, with a spare. Well done. 2 marks this game for Jeff Little. That's 97 in the 10th for the 4th game. Plus another fill. 417 and counting for Jeff Little. Jeff Little's remarking about when Dominic Palladino won the King of the River tournament at Riverwalk most recently, and he was he's just clearing down there. The head pin fell. The picture of Dominic holding the belt, it looks like someone like doused like a thing of Gatorade on him or something. I know. I told him, I said, "You look like you just went to water country, dude. Like, what happened to you?" Like, a lot of perspiration went into that win for Dominic Palladino in the King of the River tournament most recently at Riverwalk Lanes, which you should check out in Amesbury, Massachusetts, run by Mark Ritchie. Great tournament. Elimination, King of the Hill style. Bobby. And here's Jeff Little filling his mark after a long wait. It's a fill of 3 after a dramatic pause. And that's a 100 at game 4 for Jeff Little. 420. 420 after 4 games for Jeff Little. 94, 104, 122, and 100. Paul Metivier down in the game by 51. Can he find 51 pins in 5 boxes or more? Find out with me. He's down to 87 in the total. 5 boxes behind Jeff Little. Here's Paul. Off to the right, half Worcester, right side. Paul Metivier, nice ball in the pocket. Let's see if the 5 goes. It's glued to the ground. 5 and 6. Paul Metivier looking to follow this up. Maybe pick a stick. He will pick a stick. He'll take a 9-box for 58 and 6. Paul Metivier currently 47% of the head pin. Jeff Little 65% of the head pin. Jeff Little far and away doing better on the head pin quarterback rating. Splits are actually strangely even. Jeff Little 15 splits, Paul Metivier 12 splits. He can possibly get to 16 splits if things keep going weird here. Paul Metivier, he'll cut 4. 4 horsemen left side, the 9 and the 10. Metivier misses the head pin, misses the object, leaves the 1 and the 9. Looking for an out. 8-box guarantee, 9 or 10. It will be a 9, his 3rd 9-box in a row. 67 and 7 for Paul Metivier, who's been struggling to find the head pin this game. He's 2 for 7 on the head pin with 1 split. Jeff Little catching fire on the head pin, particularly this game and the last. Paul Metivier can make this even out if he can just get a string of marks here, definitely. It's only within a couple marks reach. Oh, but that kind of ball on the head pin, he'll take 4 out. Spread eagle, 4 drop. Not that kind of head pin shot, unfortunately. He'll take the 4 and the 7. follow it up. He'll make it a nice 9-box. His 4th 9-box in a row and his 5th 9-box of the game. That's 76 and 8 for Paul Metivier now. 3 headpin shots, 2 splits for 8 boxes. Paul Metivier totaling 29 and Mark Phil's averaging 5.8 per mark, but Jeff Little totaling 61, averaging 6.8 per mark. That's kind of the big difference in the overall numbers. That's where it's getting piled on. It's a 7-drop and a split for Paul Metivier. That's the 4, 6, 10. Oh. And that wood, I doubt, is in play. Actually, it might be. Actually, I can kind of tell you at Lakeside if it is. I think that's in, actually. If it's in the light, it's usually good. Jeff Little will go down to check. Let's see if it is. I bet he's going to turn right around. And will he? Or will he? Yep, told you. See, I know what I'm talking about. That's in. It looks like it's further out because of the way the light is reflecting, but basically if there's decent light on that pin from the light of the lanes down there, it's lined up with the line down there, so it's usually pretty reasonable to say if it's in or out. At least here. I can't speak for other places, but here it's pretty well done. Oh, and that goes into the gutter, unfortunately. That's going to be a -1, -2 for Paul Metivier, unfortunately. Gutter ball. Be a 7-box, I believe, for Paul Metivier. That's going to be an... Well, apparently it was scored as an 8. Should be a 7, but I'm going to follow the bowlers, so just... the bowlers always have the final say, but it was scored as an 8 down there, so 84 and 9 then for Paul Metivier. I think it's the 2nd time today I think I've noticed that. Just the subtraction. Needs some work. Paul Metivier drops 7, split 7, 7, 10, 4. That is a spare leave that could go with higher chance of success compared to the other ones today. Seven, 10, 4 for Paul Metivier with decent amount of lumber. Can it go? Yes, it can. That's a spare for Paul Metivier, a badly needed one. Both bowlers with 2 marks in this game. Let's watch this shot by Paul Metivier once again. 4, 7, 10. Nice spinny wood on the right side. Filling the mark. Oh no. Possibly 3. No, 4, excuse me. That's a 4 fill for Paul Metivier. He'll bring it to 98. 98 to 100 is confirmed. Paul Metivier just losing the 4th game by 2. So that'll be 6 points for Jeff Little now. And in the total, Jeff Little has the total by 38. 420 for Jeff Little, 382 for Paul Metivier after 4 games. As we go into the 5th and final game here, Jeff Little taking in a lot of points today here on the ACST. Getting ready for the 5th game. Bear with me while I also get ready for the 5th game, and Jeff Little gets ready for the 5th game. We're all getting ready for the 5th and final game here. And welcome to the 5th and final game. It's Jeff Little at Paul Metivier at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm Steve Kelly on the call. It's great to have you along with us on this Wednesday afternoon. Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. Jeff Little in the purple. Didn't feel like the need to change his shirt to the blue Harvard shirt today, which is literally right next to me on the chair next to me right now. That's a 7-drop and a split for Jeff Little. That's the 5, the 3, and the 10. And that's a great spare by Jeff Little. Animated spare and a great reaction there. Let's watch this shot by Jeff Little. I liked that. Yeah, he was proud of that one. Spare in the 1st for Jeff Little. Jeff Little, first ball average is 6. Paul Metivier's first ball average has been 5.6. Jeff Little on the pocket. He'll take 9. He'll take a quick 9, leaving the 7 pin. 19 after 1 now for Jeff Little. And he's all over it for a spare. 2 spares in a row for Jeff Little. Perfect on the mark so far this game. 29 after 2 and a bonus. Just going to let let Jeff Little cook down there. When he's on it, he's on it. He's really great on the head pins in particular. 67% completion on the head pins today so far. Oh, and this looks like it's going to be another great one. That's another head pin shot and a 6 drop and a 6 fill for Jeff Little. It is the right side diamond. This is harder than it looks. Let's see what Jeff Little can do. It's the 5-6-3-9. Oh, punches right through the center. Oh, and he gets an extra pin. Almost. Yeah, that was one more pin than I thought he was going to get. And then for the 10 box, it is a 10 for Jeff Little. 45 after 3. He said that was the weirdest diamond. I don't disagree. I mean, it would have been pretty trivial aside from just that bounce back of the wood that was kind of rather unexpected. Jeff Little, oh, misses the head pin there, takes 3 out. 6-pack right in the 7. And Jeff Little will leave the 1-7-10. Great bowling center up in Maine, by the way. Oh, and he'll miss the object, and he'll take a 7 box in the 4th for 52 after 4 for Jeff Little. Jeff Little pulling away in the spares, 11 to Paul Metivier's 55 so far, or 9 if we were talking at the equivalent point in the match. To be fully fair to Paul Metivier, that's a 6 drop for Jeff Little. 1-3-6-10. Jeff Little, 1-3-6-10. It's away. He'll take 2 in the middle. Leave the 1 and the 10. So Jeff Little is looking at a potential 60 half right now or greater. It's going to be a 61 half with that 9. 61 half is confirmed. Jeff Little currently at 4.5 game total of 481. 2 spares this half, 1 10 box. 3 for 5 in the head pin this game with 1 split overall. He's 29 for 45 on the head pin with 16 splits. That's the story for Jeff Little. 45 boxes in. Here's Paul Metivier now. And he'll shave 3 off as well. 6-pack in the 7. Start to notice patterns on some of these leaves when they don't hit the head pin, and some of these have been really consistent today. Paul Metivier will take some more off the right side, leaving the 1 and the 7. This will be for a 10 box now. And he'll make it a nice 10 box. Paul Metivier with a 10. Metivier punches 2 on the Worcester on the left side. Lots of half Worcesters and punch outs and spread eagles today. Both bowlers having some real bad luck with that. Paul Metivier, I think, having the shorter end of the stick when it comes to that. He leaves the 1, the 4, the 7. And it's going to be a 9 box for Paul Metivier. That's 19 after 2. Compare that to 35 after 2 for Jeff Little with that double spare and the high-powered fills, 9 and 6. 20 and 15 for 35. Oh, one nice shot on the 1-2 for Paul Metivier. Leaves the 6, 9 drop. 6 single pin spare opportunity on the 6 pin. Oh, and he was just off to the right. The wood was behind the 6. On the retry, he'll get a 10. That's a a 3-ball spare, some might call it, or maybe perhaps a ball grant special. Miss the second, get the third. $1 donation to Candlepin per cancer per occurrence. Do check out Candlepin's number4cancer.com, by the way. Great charity for helping bowlers in need of cancer treatments and whatnot. Great charity organization run by Al Johnson and Paul Grant. There's a 6th drop by Paul Metivier. 1, 2, 5, 8. And there's a great spare for Paul Metivier. Spares that up. Very nicely done. 39 and a bonus after 4. Watch this. On the pile. Got it. Paul, an overthrow, but stays on at least, thank goodness. I saw that the second he left his hand. I was watching that, I was like, oh no. 3 fill, 42 after 4. Difference of 10 in the 4th. Jeff Little plus 10. He's on the pocket. 3 might go. Maybe. Maybe. Not quite. Paul will take a 10 box for 52 after 5. That's a nice way to end it. Your score update, 52 after 5 for Paul Metivier, 434 after 4.5 games, and 481 4.5 games for Jeff Little. Here is Jeff Little to bowl his last 5 boxes. Before we go today, I'd like to thank a couple of folks, including our ACST committee members, including our league commissioner Danny Finn, Class B treasurer Corey Alisi, our statistician Micah Imparato, Steve Abadili for some of the photography you saw today. Check out his work and link in the description. Jeff Little will split 7. 5, 7, 10. I'd like to thank viewers like you for watching. Jeff on the 5, 7, 10. Oh, and he'll kick the wood and won't get much out of it. And Jeff will make it a 9 box for 70 after 6. Jeff Little will drop 6, leaving the 4 horsemen left side. 1, 2, 4, 7 for Jeff Little. Misses the head pin, leaves the head pin. For the 10 box, he's got the 10. That's 80 and 7 for Mr. Jeff Little now. If you like this content, I encourage you to subscribe to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on both Facebook and YouTube, as well as my page 3-Ball Spare on YouTube and Candlepin Bowling Network on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And that's the split of 7 for Jeff Little, 7, 10, 6. For the spare, Jeff Little's got the spare. Nicely done by Jeff Little. 90 and a bonus in 8 for Jeff Little. Watch this. All over it, like that reaction from Jeff Little. Just waiting for a ball from the ball return to dispense. He now has one. He's working on a mark. 90 and a bonus after 8. 5 for 8 in the head pin with 3 splits. Jeff Little is this game. Head pin and a strike for Jeff Little. Strike on spare. And that was a great one by Jeff Little just now. 110 and a bonus in 9. Let's watch this shot again. Take a look at this while we wait for the pin setter to catch up. 1-3 pocket, blows him up. That's the kind of strike action you can expect at Lakeside Lanes. You just have to make sure you got the ball, the right ball for it. That's his 4th mark of this game for Jeff Little. 110 and a bonus and 9, strike on spare. Big 20 in the 8th. Helpful if I update the scoreboard for you. There we go. Working on the strike, Jeff Little. Oh, no punch 2. Spread eagle, but he does get 2 balls in the fill. This is for the 10th frame, Jeff Little's final frame. And he'll make it a fill of 6. 116 and 9. Or a potential 126 if he can make a 10 box out of this. How about 125 though with that 9 box? I think that's in order. 125 for Jeff Little for a 5-game total of 545 for Jeff Little. Great performance today by Jeff Little. Averaging 109 today. 18 splits. Oh my goodness, that's wild. Paul Metivier not taking that lying down. He'll take a strike of his own. Almost didn't catch it. I was still getting ready on the scoreboard. I did catch a replay of that though, just not in full view, but it doesn't matter. Watch this. Paul Metivier on the board with a strike. That's a 62 and a bonus and 6 now for Paul Metivier. The follow-up, ooh, that's 2 down so far. Paul Metivier looking to finish off that strike fill, and he'll make it an 8. 18 for 70 and 6. And he'll take a 9 box out of it. That's 79 and 7 for Paul Metivier here. Paul Metivier's got 2 strikes, 6 spares. Jeff Little finished with 1 strike and 12 spares and 11 tens. 64% the head pin for Jeff Little versus 47% for Paul Metivier so far. Paul is off to the left. Takes 5 down. You like jazz? So 1, 3, 6, 10, 9. Oh, and he'll miss off to the left of the head pin by just a little bit. Five box or greater for Paul Metivier. Could use the pins here. Oh, and he'll take 2 more out for a 7. 86 and 8 now for Paul Metivier. Paul is just a little bit to the right of the head pin. He'll take 6 out. 1, 2, 6, 10 are left down there. Spare leave. 1, 2 pocket in some way. And he'll just miss it off to the left. For the 10 box, and Paul Metivier will take a 9 for 95 in 9 now. It's been a great match calling for you today. Hope this was a pleasant viewing experience for you. If you enjoyed what you saw and want to see more, again, try to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And oh, there's a spread eagle for Paul Metivier. He doesn't want to subscribe to that for sure. Check out Candlepin Chat on Facebook for info on tournaments and all kinds of upcoming events. So as Candlepin Corner on YouTube, introducing the From the Office of the Commissioner podcast by Danny Finn and Corey Alisi. It's been a while since our last episode. I hope they have another one coming soon. They recap a bunch of great matches and great weeks and great everything. That's a 7 box, and I believe that is a 102 that is confirmed for Paul Metivier. Let's go to the final totals. Paul Metivier, rough day so far. A rough day today. He'll take 2 points, and Jeff Little will be taking everything else. 12 points overall. 545 for Jeff Little, 484 for Paul Metivier. The grand total pinfall goes to Jeff Little. So that is the story of the 5th game. Let's go to the final stats, shall we? Jeff Little will come out of here with 12 points. Paul Metivier will take 2. Jeff Little 1 strike, 12 spares. 11 tens, 5.8 first ball average, and 32 for 50 on the head pin. That's 64%. 18 splits for Jeff Little. Paul Metivier 23 for 50 on the head pin, 16 splits. Jeff Little won 27 boxes. Paul Metivier won 18. All the others were ties. Paul Metivier, 32% perfect box percentage, 2 strikes, 6 pairs, 8 tens, and totaling 44 in the fills, averaging 5.5 per mark fill. Jeff Little averaging 7.1. That's a big difference right there, and that was probably really one of the big deciding factors. So Jeff Little wins by 61 in the grand total pinfall, 545 to Paul Metivier's 484. Let's show you some graphs while we have the time. And take a look, and feel free to pause the stream if you want to take a look at this later on and just give you the whole idea for that. But the fill bonus really was the Jeff Little show pretty much the whole day, especially from the third game onwards, just really ratcheting that up from 55 to 61 to 92. Paul Metivier just unable to catch up after that point. In the box winners department, it was a similar story, bit of a linear curve for Jeff Little going all the way up from box 10 to all the way to box 50. Head pin completion percentage was largely the same otherwise, but yes, so you feel free to pause this for any additional statistical analysis. Anyways, that should just about do it for us here at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. I want to thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions. Check out 3 Ball Spare on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. It's been a great broadcast.